Mhm.
Good evening, everybody. This is Duke reporting live from I'm in Hernando, Mississippi, at the headquarters location, and it is the last Monday of the month. So you know what that means. It is the Ask Mary and Pat show, January edition. And since this is the first show of the year for 2025, we want to wish you a happy new year. We're thrilled to have you with us tonight, whether you're tuning in live or catching the replay later. Thanks for being here. Once again, I did say my name is Thomas Robertson, but everybody around here just calls me Duke. I'm the Technology and Metrics Director for Oak Hill Regional Community Development Corporation, which is the parent organization of Healthy Kids Mississippi. Before we dive into our show today, let's give a quick shout out to our amazing team, our board secretary, Mrs. Bettina Campbell, our executive director, Dr. Michael O'Miner, and our powerhouse project director, Mrs. Lottie Miner. We couldn't do this without you all. We're not just live on Zoom tonight. We're streaming live from tonight's on our app, our Healthy Kids Facebook page, our Healthy Kids YouTube page, our Oak Hill Facebook page, and as well as our Oak Hill YouTube pages. So please feel free to share, like, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Or if you have any questions, you can put those in the comments now, and we will do our best to respond back to those, whether we respond tonight or in the near future. Um, our upcoming events this Thursday, we will have a webinar entitled Let's Talk Real Estate with Area Mays this Thursday, January 30th at 11 a.m. And we will post that in the chat for you guys to sign up. Our next third Wednesday parent resource chat is centered around heart health, and that will be Wednesday, February 19th, 2025 at 11 a.m. And we will drop that link in the chat as well. A couple of health services for January. We have our National Volunteer Blood Donor Month and our Thyroid Awareness Month. For February, we have National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Sunday, which is February the 2nd. American Heart Association, American Heart Month, it's also in February. Our Go Red Day is February 7th. The National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day is February 7th. And our Wear Red Sunday is February the 16th. So you see, we have a bunch of things going on in February. So we will post these on our social media pages so you guys can participate. We'll remind you again of any of these announcements later on as we conclude the show. Once again, we encourage you to share today's webinar in your social media networks. Feel free to post questions or comments in the Zoom chat or in the social media comments. We will do our best to respond to each question. And now I have talked long enough, so I'm going to turn it over to the best host, which is Ms. Mary Fenner and Ms. Pat Boga. Ladies, take it away.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Mary Fenner. I'm an application administrator with Oak Hill Regional Community Development Corporation. Um, also, okay, that's it. Hi, Pat. It's all you.
Good evening. Hi, Mary, and good evening to everyone. I am Pat Boga. I am Navigator at Sister with Healthy Kids Mississippi, Get Covered Mississippi, and we're just honored to be here tonight.
Yes, we are. I'm also a navigator assistant as a sister as well. And Pat is also an application administrator. Okay, we're going to get started with questions that we have that have been sent to us. Do you want to start off, Pat?
Okay, well, I can go ahead and start.
Okay.
We have one question. Well, we have quite a few questions here. I've never had to apply for Medicaid because I had myself and my child covered under my job's health insurance. Now I need it. What are the requirements? Okay, the requirements, you must be a US citizen or a qualified non-citizen. You must meet income requirements or a disability requirements, and you must provide all required documents and verifications to Medicaid within a timely manner.
Yes, and usually some of the required documentations that they may need, if you are applying for yourself, then you would need to prove that that's your child. But if you're not, they would require income verification, usually the prior month's income that they will request from you to verify your income. Usually check stubs would do. Sometimes you can get a statement from your employer if you don't get check stubs. They would accept those as well. And also you need to list everybody that's in the household, whether they're applying for Medicaid or not. Everybody that's on your tax return, those need to be listed as well. And whatever your income that you post on your tax return, that's going to be your household income.
Right.
Right. So things have gotten a little bit different,
Right.
but it's
It's definitely gonna be checked.
right. That's it. They want to check everything. Okay, so the next question I have, what is the application process? I guess I went through some of those already. You must complete an application form. You must provide required documentations and verifications. Also, you can apply by going to your local regional Medicaid office online at medicaid.ms.gov, or you can contact Healthy Kids Mississippi by phone 662-298-3584, and we can assist you with completing the application with your written or verbal consent. And we also will submit it to Medicaid. We do not make Medicaid decisions. The only thing we do is submit the application, and it goes to a Medicaid counselor and they will decide after they put in all of the verifications that you have sent in, the documents that you have sent in, then they will decide whether you're eligible for Medicaid or not. But after you send it in, it takes about 30 days to process an application. They will send you a letter requesting any additional information they may need, and usually takes they'll send you a letter and they'll give you maybe a couple of weeks to send the information back. But if for some reason you don't have all the information or you need a little bit more time, just call them and let them know that you need another week to get the information into them. And as I was saying before, what they really would need is income verification. That's the most important thing. But if you are not working or you're unemployed, and you live with someone, then that person can submit information stating that you live with them. And that's one of the things they want to know, how your expenses are being paid. That's the main thing that they want to know. Okay.
Okay, we have another question, and I believe Mary touched on it. How long does it take to get approved for Medicaid or CHIP? And federal rules require that applications are approved or denied within 45 days. And of course, Mary mentioned that, you have 30 days, but they may allow a few extra days on there. But I would just suggest that as soon as you complete that application, you go ahead and get all of the required documents together so you can submit them in time, and then it won't be on you. You've taken care of your part.
Right, and do it as soon as possible, just in case they may require some additional documents. You
Right.
may have thought you sent in everything that was required, but then they might say, okay, we need something else, and so as soon as you apply, you put in the application. If you don't have the documents with you, when you submit your application, you can always submit them later, but if you do, and if you apply it online, you can upload the documents onto the online application. And so the documents will be with the application. But as soon as you get ready to apply, it's best to get all your information together, your verification of income and any other verifications that you might need in order to apply. But if you don't have it at that particular time, then you can go ahead and just put the application in. Best to do it as soon as possible.
Exactly.
Okay. How do I find a Medicaid office in my area? You can log into medicaid.ms.gov and locate a medical office that serves your region. Click on how to apply for Medicaid, then click on locate a Medicaid regional office. You will find a map with all of the counties within the state of Mississippi. Look for your county and the regional office will be listed. Phone numbers for your prospective office will be listed below this. If you have trouble finding an office in your area, you can always call the state Medicaid office at 1-800-421-2408, or you can give us a call at Oak Hill Regional Community Development Corporation, and we will be able to help you locate Medicaid office if you want to go and drop your application off in person. But you can always call us at 662-298-3584, and we can assist you with the application. We can help you to do an online application with your permission, of course, with your consent. And we will submit the application online for you if that's your preference. Just depend on what your preference is. It takes about the same time, the amount of time, whether you take it into the office or
Right.
you submit it online, it's still going to take about 30 to 45 days before they process your application. So taking it in may not make it faster, but it will assure you that you have all the required documents so that whenever your turn comes up to process your application, they'll have everything in place so they can just go right and process it. Yeah, so,
Right.
mhm.
And we are statewide, of course, we mentioned that we're with Oak Hill Regional Community Development Corporation, and we serve statewide. So we are in Hernando, but we have navigators throughout the state. So we are available not just here, but all across the state, North Mississippi, Golden Triangle, the Delta, and even in the South. So don't worry about that. It could be someone in the area that you may be familiar with, but we are here to help you.
We have offices, as she was mentioning, all over the state of Mississippi, all the way to north, all the way down to the coast. So we do have somebody that can assist you. We have organizations that also partner with us, and they will be able to assist you as well. If there's not, there are navigators as well. So there are navigators or Medicaid assisters, and they can help you as well as we can. So there'll be somebody for you wherever you live.
That's right.
So there's no excuse. If you need to apply for Medicaid,
We're
there's
here
no
for
excuse.
you.
Please, it's there for you. And you need to take advantage of it if you're eligible for it. If your children are eligible for it, please, please, please apply and take advantage of the services that they offer.
That's right.
Medicaid helps a lot as far as your health. You know, everyone knows it's important to have health insurance, and if you can't
Yes.
afford it, or your child or your income is not high enough where you can buy a private insurance, Medicaid is there for your children. You know, also people who are disabled, their Medicaid is there for them as well. And our biggest concern at Oak Hill is to make sure that people who are eligible able to get health insurance.
Exactly.
Right. It doesn't matter if even if you don't qualify for Medicaid, there's also the Affordable Care Act that's available for people. And right now, even though open enrollment is over with, you may be eligible for a special enrollment period. So please don't hesitate to call, give us a call, and we will see if we whatever we can do to assist you to make sure that you get Medicaid, I mean health services, but also we refer people to the federally qualified health centers as well. So if your income, if you don't fit into a category where you can get Medicaid, then we'll refer you to a federally qualified health center where there you will pay on a sliding fee. So we'll work with you. Just give us a call and we will work with you.
And again, as far as the applications, and if we assist you with submitting the application online, we do suggest that you give Medicaid at least a day or two to register the application, but contact your local Medicaid office and just make sure that they've received it.
Right.
Because, yeah, we want to make sure that they receive the application. You know, they have it in their hand or in their system, and then they can get to work on processing it for you.
Because we all know that sometimes there are computer glitches. You know,
Yes.
no system is perfect and things happen. So please call
Yes.
and double check and make sure that they have received your application. And if you need to, you can resubmit as many times as necessary. There's
Yes.
no limit at all. If they say they didn't get it, okay, here we go again. We're going to submit it again. It's not an issue, it's not a problem at all. We'll just keep on doing it until it goes through the way it's supposed to go through. You know, because sometimes you know how systems do. They go down, and once they're down, they're not accepting anything, and you think it went through because it said it went through, but then that system was down at that particular time. So if they have not received it, then just let us know and we'll resubmit it again. Or if necessary, we'll get you to do a paper application and we'll drop the Medicaid application off for you.
Right. Just checking the chat to see if we had any questions there. But we do have some more questions. I have one here. My weekly income is around $200. Will I qualify for Medicaid? I will be applying for my son as well. Okay. Now, the standard monthly income limit for a parent and one child is around $306 per month. Unfortunately, your monthly income is actually above the income limit for you to be approved, but your child will be qualified for Medicaid. So you can apply anyway if you would like to. And then then we'll check your income. Again, Mary mentioned that you can apply for the affordable health care insurance. So we'll look at all avenues to see if we can assist you with getting some kind of medical insurance coverage or coverage to take care of your needs.
Okay. Yeah, because the income limit for adults is rather low. So, and we know that most, if you have any type of job, more than likely you may not be eligible as an adult. So therefore, we have the federally qualified health centers that we can refer you to
Right.
to help with your health need. Okay. How often do you have to renew Mississippi Medicaid? I remember during the COVID pandemic, I didn't have to complete a renewal. Well, Medicaid clients must renew their Medicaid every year. It's a yearly thing. This is normally around the same time each year. So when you applied, and if you apply in May of 2024, then you know in May of 2025, it's going to be time for you to do a renewal. And if you didn't receive your renewal letter in the mail, you need to contact the Medicaid office and see what's going on with it. Or you can contact us and we'll submit an application for your renewal application for you. So just don't sit around and wait. If you haven't
Right.
received, please follow up on it because you will get cut off. If they do not receive that renewal letter, they will cut you off. And some of the letters that they send may have your information on it already, and you may not have to submit new information. They may be able to verify your income themselves. So a lot of things you may not have to resubmit if they cannot verify your income through IRS or some other methods, then you have to submit income for the prior month from the date. So if you're applying and renewing in May, they need your income from April 2025. So just once you get close to that renewal time, just
Right.
check those check stubs because they are going to need those check stubs.
Right. And if you did not, if you may think that you haven't received a letter, we hear often that I didn't get a letter, or I've been checking my mail, but I didn't see anything. But you really have to look carefully for the letter to come in the mail because, it comes in, it's usually the renewal is like in a big package. So it's like a 5x7 envelope. So just be on the lookout for that because it could come and you've overlooked it. So
Right,
make sure you check your mail. And then we've had some consumers that changed their address, but didn't let Medicaid know. So you
right,
have to make sure that you let them know. And you may even receive a notice through email. So make sure that they have your correct email as well.
right. And that's one of our next questions. I've moved and I have not received any information from Medicaid. What do I need to do? Well, if you didn't submit a change of address, then what happens is when they send the mail to your old address, and you're not there or it gets sent back, it'll get sent back, but it won't,
Right.
they don't
They
forward
won't
the
forward
mail
it.
at all. They do not forward. So once it gets sent back to the office and then they'll cut you off saying that they did not receive your renewal letter.
Respond.
So
Right.
if you have moved, if you have a new phone number, please contact Medicaid and let them know that you have moved so you can submit your new address. That is so important that you do that because they will cut you off. They will cut you off. If they get a letter back saying that this letter was undeliverable, that
Right.
means that you're going to get cut off. So
Right.
submit your new address, submit your new phone number, because they do use the phone numbers at times to
Right.
call and to verify things over the phone. So you can make sure you do that as well. Email, if you have an email, if your email has changed, then you can also uh, submit an email because sometimes they'll contact you through email.
Right.
And if they request additional information from you, you don't necessarily have to go down to the office and submit it. You can fax it to them, or you can send them an email. Find out what your caseworker's email is, and then you can
Yes.
because a lot of our check stubs are online. So you can pull them up online, and then you can forward it to the Medicaid office by email to your caseworker. So there's ways, we just have to make sure that we follow through.
That's right. Because we've talked to consumers that say that, well, I know this is close to my time, you know. So if you feel uncomfortable or you think that you missed a letter or you don't know what's going on, just go ahead and reach out to the Medicaid office. Give them a call and then just check and see if, is it time for my renewal? Because I would rather do that than miss it.
Right. And if you can't get your caseworker the first time, call back again. Don't be
Right.
afraid to call back. I know a lot of times they're busy and they're
Right.
not able to come to the phone, or if you leave a message, they may not return your call, but that's all right. Call them back again, keep calling until you get them. Or either the person that answers the phone, you can ask them to look it up and see if when your renewal is. So don't just sit back and say, I call and I can't get nobody. Don't do that. Keep calling.
Answer.
Keep
I
calling.
left the message. I didn't get a response. That's not gonna work.
Right. People get busy. Maybe she's off the whole week, on vacation or off sick or something like that. And that's why she may not respond at that particular time. But that's why you just need to continue to call until somebody can give you the information that you need.
Right.
It look like we have one more question, Pat.
Yes. Okay, you want to go ahead and take that one?
No, you can take that one.
Okay. So what will happen if I don't do my renewal? I haven't seen a notice from Medicaid yet, but I know it is time or close to the time for me to renew. Okay, and we've already touched on that. And
Right.
one of the most important things is we just want to let you know that if you don't do your renewal and it's time, as we've been mentioning, they're gonna cut it off, they're gonna close it down. So we would suggest that and you definitely don't want this to happen, because if you or your children happen to get sick and have to go to the doctors, and your Medicaid has closed, has been terminated. Now, the doctors are not so up on just seeing you and taking care of you and let you just go. You've got to pay something, and most of the time, when you don't have Medicaid, the visits can be pretty expensive.
Right.
They can be pretty expensive, and they have to do labs as well. And a lot of doctors' offices are not understanding, they may take a payment plan, but they may not, and more than likely, they won't. So please, please make sure that you take care of your Medicaid renewals, and then you won't have this issue to worry about.
Right. And going to the ER, it should not
Ooh.
be a method of healthcare.
No,
You know,
that's
ERs
very
are
expensive.
expensive. They will
Very
bill you though, and you may be able to do
Yeah.
a payment plan, but it's expensive. So that's why it would be best that you will follow through and make sure that your Medicaid is on for you or your
Right.
so that you can go to your visits. And
And not even worry about it.
right.
I have my Medicaid, I have my chip, so I'm good. And
Right.
in several areas throughout the state, Mary, the hospitals have closed.
That's true. That's
I
true.
don't want to single out any particular areas, but
Right.
the hospitals are closed. So you can't just go to the emergency room.
Right. That's
And,
true.
unless you travel a distance.
Right.
So get that Medicaid renewal taken care of so you can go to a doctor in your hometown.
Right. It's true. True. Yeah. So Medicaid is really important. Some people try to downplay it because
Right.
they, for whatever reason, but Medicaid, being on Medicaid may keep your children able to continue to go to school because they have regular doctor, you
Right.
know, and it's been known or that statistically that children on Medicaid turn out to be successful.
Yes.
You know, they don't miss school because they have a
They're
regular doctor
healthy.
to go to. They have fewer sick days,
Right.
and most of them end up going to college, you know, graduating from college. So Medicaid is really important for your child and for yourself too, if you're eligible. You know, so please, 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 you know, try to keep your Medicaid on. That's what
Please.
if you're having issues or and we will try to help you the best that we can to
Right.
make sure your Medicaid stays on.
And the thing about it with CHIP, if you have CHIP coverage, now if you lose CHIP coverage, it's not retroactive.
Right,
So if you lose CHIP coverage this month and then you apply in February, it's not going to pick up until March the 1st.
right,
So
that's true. CHIP does not retro back. So that's why it's best that if your child is on CHIP, to stay on top of that
yes,
renewal. Because if, like she says, if you miss January, you get cut off, and then you apply in February, it won't start up until March 1st.
right,
So regular Medicaid will go back to January, but
right,
it does not. So just make
right.
sure you keep up with it. And I think that's all the questions we have right now, but we also see that May Stigler is on. I'm not sure if she's able to come on and see if she wants to say something about Medicaid. I don't think she's able to come on. She hasn't clicked or unmute. So at this time, we have had all the questions that we have. We have
Yeah, I
checked
don't
this.
see any in the chat.
There's not any more questions in the chat. So I want to say this was a great show as usual. And we want to remind you again of our upcoming events. Our upcoming events, Let's Talk Real Estate with Area Mays. That's Thursday, January 30th at 11 o'clock. Also, we have third Wednesday Parent Resource Chat on heart health, which is going to be Wednesday, February 19th at 11 a.m. and it's a Zoom link for it. You may learn more about them at www.oakhillregionalcdc.com and www.healthykidsms.org. You can contact our office at 662-298-3584 or text us at 662-689-9712. As we conclude this wonderful evening, let's take a moment to express our gratitude to those who made this possible. Our heartfelt thank you to our board secretary, Mrs. Bettina Campbell, our executive director, Dr. Michael O. Miner, and our project director, Mrs. Lottie Miner. This has been a proud production of Oak Hill Regional Community Development Corporation, where we are dedicated to belonging, building, and bridging in the Mid-South region. Thank you all for joining us and enjoy the rest of your night.